Alright guys, welcome to our 911 Gaming Community CAD and MDT setup guide. Just going to walk you through some of the basics you guys need to know for law enforcement for when you guys are signing into the CAD, how to use it, and some of the important things we need to go over. So as you guys can see here, we're on a bit of a login screen. When you click that link, it'll bring you here. You go ahead and create an account. Once you're all set up and ready, you go ahead and click login. We're going to log into our portal here. As you can see here, I have the dark mode enabled for my CAD here. I do like the darkness better for my eyes. To do that, just go to your settings and do dark mode CAD wide. So we're going to go through a couple things here. We're going to go back to our home screen. One of the most important things we do need you guys to set up right away when you guys get in is when you get your unit number or your identifier. Go ahead down here to this identifier box. We're going to create an identifier. So let's go ahead and say we're going to be one of these state trooper boys. So let's do a 3 Echo 110. Let's make that look a little better. 110. Boom. Go ahead and add. I now have an identifier in the CAD. Say I'm also a civilian. Civ 897. Boom. I also have a Civ thrown in. Say I'm also a firefighter. Let's go. Foxtrot 145. Boom. So there we go. We have those identifiers saved in there. Now when I do log in for my patrols in that, I won't have to manually enter them. They'll be saved for there, or saved for me, which will be much easier and better and streamline the process. So let's go back to the home screen here. Let's say we are going to go on patrol. So let's go ahead and click on patrol. Click the department. Whatever apartments you guys are able to actually get into will be dependent on what you're signed up for and approved for. So in this case, it's a test guy, so we have it as a few different things here. So we have it set as a few different options here. But let's go ahead and click that state. Click next. Let's click Patrol Server 1, because of course that's where we want to be patrolling in. Click next. Let's click an identifier. So these are those identifiers we pre-established and set up. So let's go ahead with 3 Echo 110. Click next. Here, your subdivision. Any subdivision you're approved to be in will appear here. If I wanted to, I'd just click it, then click next, but for now we're not going to do any subdivisions. Districts, that's mostly right now for our state guys. Some of the police are going to start setting up some of their zones and districts. All you simply do is click whatever district you want to be a part of for that patrol. Go ahead and click next. One of the really cool features about this CAD is it takes care of this whole ride-along and 1012 feature that we used to always have to call in. All you simply do is click I'm on a ride-along, your partner's name, TJM. So let's say that's who my partner's going to be. Whatever their identifier is, 1 Alpha 1. Then we click Patrol. And that goes ahead and signs us in. So it goes ahead up here, it shows us who the two people are, the two different call signs, and it does that for dispatch as well, which looks great. So whoever's running the CAD goes ahead and logs in for both of you, and it shows that you're both in there, both your call signs are available and able to be used and visible. So only one person needs to log into the CAD, that's great. So one of the first things you want to do when you do get in here, like I said, you can set your dark mode to on or off. I like it better for my eyes with the dark mode on. Go ahead and put yourself in service, and then 10.8 when you're ready. It goes ahead and shows you what your current status is up here. You also have the option to go 10.6 or 10.7. When you are on a call, you have the option to go 10.17, which is our in route, 10.23, which is our on scene, and transporting. Those options are only available when you are actually attached to a call by dispatch. So let's go ahead and have a look at some of these features of the CAD. So let's start out with our active bolo section. Pretty neat. All active bolos for the server will be visible here, which is awesome. To create a bolo yourself, simply press the little plus sign there. Go ahead and select what type of bolo you want, whether it's a person or a vehicle, where they were last seen, what kind of priority it is, if there's a district involved, and your description. Boom. Hit generate bolo. Pops up there for all to see. Dispatch sees it, and every other law enforcement officer sees it. Super awesome feature there. We can take a look at what active units there are in the server. So right now we have a couple different units attached here that are on things and what their corresponding code is right now, whether the 10.8 or the 10.6. any active calls, so any calls holding, and any active calls currently assigned. So again, another cool thing. A little tip or trick here for you: if there's no dispatch active, or if they're busy, or there's a signal 100 and you're doing a call, you come up here to this little plus sign here, press that button, boom, you can create your own call. So say you're doing a traffic stop and dispatch is on a signal 100 and you can't get any traffic in here, you go ahead, create your own traffic stop, and then that will go up and show up for dispatch as well. So pretty neat kind of thing there. Generate the call, boom, I'm now self-attached to a call. Get a little ding, that means I'm on a call. Dispatch would also see that this call is created, and I can go ahead and play around with the call as I want. So you can see here a call log. So dispatch will type their notes in here. It automatically timestamps them. I could type things such as checked driver license. If I want to, go ahead and click add. Boom, it stamps it in there. Different things like that. Dispatch can type in their county tow, where they're coming from, and stuff like that. Here are your call details here. Who are the units attached? If I want, I can go ahead and attach people, or dispatch can attach people, and they'll show up down here. So anybody dispatch knows who is involved will attach down here, which is great. And I simply just mark myself 1023, I'm on scene, or I'm en route, or I'm transporting, whatever I want. Dispatch can manually do that for you as well. And then to clear the call, you simply just go 10-8 clear. Call in the dispatch, let them know that the call is clear, and you're back 10-8. It's a pretty awesome feature there, that you can actually manage those calls yourself in game. So another neat thing is right here in the CAD is the game map. So you can go ahead here and view your postal, or if you're trying to find someone without having to go into the game map, you can just go ahead and use this one as well. We have our reports. Simply for law enforcement, this is one of the most used areas of the CAD. Compose a written warning. Again, everything auto-populates. Good old famous Jack Mehoff here. Simply start typing his name in, attach it, his information will auto-populate. Same thing with vehicles. You can auto-populate a vehicle, who the registered owner is, and that kind of stuff. So it's a pretty neat feature. You can play around with it quite a bit. You can add in the infractions. Go ahead and sign and submit, and that goes in and attaches it to Jack Mehoff. And that would be your case number for referencing it later on. So a pretty neat feature. Same thing with citations. There's incident reports, which are pretty neat. It allows you to create reports that are a more detailed nature about incidents and stuff like that. Fix-it tickets for vehicles, which I think is pretty cool. Warrants. Yeah, it's a pretty neat system there, guys. So venture around, take a look at it. The incident database just pulls up some of the incidents that we've had. So if I go 30, or let's do 5, because I know that calls in there. So you have to do the number sign and then the number. So that's a call by Haster. He was talking about a call he did on March 6th, and he did a bit of a narrative there, who was involved, traffic complaint, auto signs it from down there. This is whenever you create an incident report. Pretty neat system. If we're going to take a look at our name database, let's pick on that Jack Mehoff guy again. Jack Mehoff. Scroll down. First of all, you can see here that his driver's license is active, his birth date. You can see all of his traffic history, his additional licenses, so his boat, hunting, pilot, firearm, any of the registered firearms he has with the serial numbers. The important thing here is, guys, if you're going to be law enforcement, you need to be actually checking this stuff. So when you go ahead and run a name, don't just check his traffic history. Click here. Check out his arrest history. Click here. Check out what warrants he has. If you guys don't do that, you're not going to know. So here is a good example. So he's been arrested for attempted murder. Go ahead and click on it. Tells you what it was and what his charges were and stuff like that. So it's really important, you guys. Same thing with the citation. You can pull up and actually read some of the history on it and what the offense was. So pretty neat that you guys can go ahead and do that and get to see what's going on and stuff like that. One of the features we've asked is for a section here to be added for the incident reports. So you can read the detailed stuff about the guys. Vehicle database, pretty simple. Just start typing in a license plate. That goes ahead and pops up. We'll show you any incidents that that vehicle's involved in, whether it's valid for registration and insurance, who the registered owner is. You can issue a fix-it ticket right from here. So again, pretty neat system. Firearms. You guys can start typing in a number there for a firearm. Tells you who it's owned by, what kind of firearm it is, and the serial number and that kind of stuff. Address database isn't necessarily working yet. It's something that they're going to be doing in a new release here, but you can actually search history basically by an address, which is pretty neat. And one of the coolest features here is the criminal code, or as many of the US folks will know as the penal code. It's all built into the CAD here, so one of the cool things here is that once we get this all typed in and entered in, you'll be able to actually view different things here. So say what title is the murder under? Just simply type murder, hit enter, boom, anything to do with murder pops up. Pretty neat feature. Tells you if there is a fine amount attached to it. And one of the other cool features is when you arrest somebody and it's for an offense that doesn't have a monetary amount or a monetary fine attached to it, it'll actually have the jail seconds built into the CAD. So someone for attempted murder, for example, whatever we determine to be the time sentence for them, there's going to be two different times. There's going to be the time we have for in-game jail, which may be 60 seconds, but we're also going to have a setting in there where we can lock out the character through the CAD for a much more extended, realistic period of time. So if you get charged with murder, you might not be using your character for a day or two, because the CAD actually has an awesome feature where it builds it in and locks that character out, so you can't use it based on the criminal code, which is pretty neat. So guys, a couple more things here that you want to take a look at is your panic button up here. You push that, it's going to give you an option to type in the street name and cross street. Once you hit submit, a big red bar across the screen is going to appear up here with a noise that indicates to all other law enforcement officers and dispatch that a panic button is being pushed. Pretty awesome feature. We have a couple other roleplay features up here, such as the out of vehicle button. Go ahead and click that. It actually tells dispatch that you're out of your vehicle on the CAD. This button here is purely for roleplay purposes, but if you go ahead and push it, it pretends to activate your body camera, which I think is a pretty neat thing. It makes a little beeping noise and then blinks red. So your chat, this goes for all Leo. So if you're logged in as a Leo, you guys can chat to each other in game here and start conversing through the CAD, which is an awesome feature. You don't have to type during the in-game chat. If you're logged in as a subdivision, files and notices and stuff like that will be made available to you here. Quick rundown of all the 10 codes, and of course the awesome notepad, which is, if you're an Office fan, check out who does the notepads. Dunder and Mifflin. So you guys can go ahead and make notes there, whatever you'd like. So pretty cool, guys. Pretty simple, straightforward. The biggest important thing, guys, make sure you have your identifiers set in. If you're logging in as a ride-along, only one person ride-along, or log in, sorry. Go ahead and make sure you attach the other person appropriately with that ride-along feature. Make sure you're filling out reports. If you're not doing any tickets or anything like that, make sure you're at least writing an incident report, going through and detailing what's going on. It's pretty quick and easy. It auto-generates a lot of stuff for you guys, and it looks really cool. So play around with it, check it out. Welcome to 911 Gaming, and this tool is a great resource that we have here in our community, so hopefully you enjoy it. If you have any issues with it, go ahead and talk to a field training officer or a staff member. Alright guys, so thanks very much. Any other questions, like I said, reach out and ask. Welcome to the community.